Welcome to FTB Weekends. It is Saturday, the 19th of November, 1:13 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I still have an issue with Standard Time. I know that Don likes Standard Time. We've listened to our conversation last week. I'm Jason C. McLean. With me, as always, welcome Don McSweeney. Hey, Don.
Hello.
How are you?
I have a cup of coffee in one hand and a handful of CBDs in the other. Like the world's on fire, Jason.
Okay, well, let's start talking about the World Cup. That's starting soon, and if you're not talking, I don't know if the camera goes on you, but
okay, let me make the sound to go.
Okay, all right. So World Cup is starting. Of course, it's controversial this time because it's in Qatar, country with some pretty bad record for human rights. Also, specifically for building this Olympics, a lot of migrant workers died while building the facilities, specifically for these events. But Gianni Infantino, the president of FIFA, who runs the World Cup, had a statement saying that, quote, Europe has been as bad as Qatar for 3,000 years. So basically, shut up. He also said something about, today I have very strong feelings. Today I feel Qatari. Today I feel Arab. Today I feel African. Today I feel gay. Today I feel disabled. Today I feel a migrant worker. He's none of that. He's actually he's the son of poor Italians who went to Switzerland in search of a better life. That's the actual.
I heard a guy who was giving commentary on CBC. I didn't catch his name, but he was literally laughing, and he's like a 6'4" white man just got up in front of everybody and said how oppressed he was.
Yeah. And I mean, it's interesting that he's addressing the topic, though. Usually FIFA, they just ignore any of the criticism and whatever and just go on with, criticism against them too as an organization. They don't have the best track record. I mean, like, there's a great John Oliver bit about FIFA that from a few years ago, just about some of the the corruption, the way bribery, this and that, the way that they demand the host cities build all these stadiums, and then
but the same thing with the Olympics. Like, everybody's talking about that, and that's cool. But when you look at the Olympics, our big O and everything, like the Olympics is no different. It's just somehow it's almost like it's done under the guise of fellowship and friendliness and everybody gets along at ground level, but at the upper echelons it's really just shady people trading money in back rooms. Like, you can't convince me otherwise.
Yeah. Well, I mean, our Olympic Stadium, there's a whole other level of local corruption that went on with that as well too. Like,
plus with the Vancouver Olympics, when they were busing, it wasn't even that one, it was I forget, they're always busing homeless people out of sight. Like, it's the whole thing is a bit of a sham. It's trying to say that it's in the name of all this good stuff, and I'm sure for the people who are participating, it really is, because they've worked their whole lives to get there. But at the end of the day, it's just artifice.
Yeah, it is. Well, I mean, at the same point, it's sport,
PR.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I've seen events from what I watch events from sometimes come from bad, but I watch some. I mean, we were watching events from a lot of, speaking specifically of countries with bad track records, Canada doesn't have the greatest track record, and we watch events that take place here. The US that I'm wondering where is there a line that should be drawn? Do they have to currently be involved in bad behavior, or where do you think that line should be?
Well, I'm going to say off the top that if a quick cursory search finds that in Qatar, women have been known to be thrown in jail for reporting rapes, and they think that homosexuality is a mental illness and it's generally illegal to have premarital sex there, I think we could do a little better. Like, effectively, all you're doing is giving them money and giving them an opportunity to say, no, we're not so bad. And I've already had a conversation with a friend of mine this morning that was basically like, well, they're not the worst. And I'm like, yay, us. So, but it's not just them. It happens all the time, because these games, these type of games, these big international events are a great platform for these countries to be like, but look, we're not that bad. Give us your money. Give us
Except this one, there was actually a bunch of deaths on the actual construction of the facilities and stuff like that. But obviously,
don't worry, the head of the FIFA, he feels like a migrant worker today.
Yeah, they actually funded a movie about
comforts everybody.
Yeah, and I wonder what Elon Musk feels like today. We're going to go back to this one. This old chestnut. Is he? I mean, I heard a theory that he might be actually trying to destroy Twitter on purpose to declare bankruptcy.
He's trying to troll it into activity. He was bragging the other day about how the night that everybody thought Twitter was going to just not be there in the morning, that everybody had like that it was record interactions. And now he's doing the should Donald Trump be back poll. And once again, that's just record, like probably record interaction. So he's trying to do that. It's like he bought himself a playground because he was lonely. And the thing is, he doesn't know how to run a playground. So like he shouldn't be in charge of things like anything much. But if he wants to be on there trolling and say, this is, I own it, so let me put back some people who were controversial. Jordan Peterson's back, who, you know, just so we're clear, has gone crazy. But, you know.
So is Donald Trump.
Donald Trump, there's a poll about whether or not he's coming back.
Okay.
Jordan Peterson wasn't always crazy.
Okay, yeah. Well, Donald Trump used to be the fun guy who was in Home Alone. I mean, at least in the public eye. Anyways, we just didn't know the level. We didn't know where he was.
These are the THC ones. The world's on fire, Jason. Just put it all in my mouth.
Well, by the way, Donald Trump, speaking of which, he's actually running for president again. He made a big announcement.
You fucking surprised? I'm fucking surprised.
I'm not surprised though. I think it's basically he's running for president to avoid being like thrown in jail. But of course, they're fine with they've hired a special prosecutor to investigate him for either for January 6th or for stealing like classified documents about nuclear weapons and keeping them in Mar-a-Lago. But the thing is, the Republicans, they all have their new favorite now. It's DeSantis, and like there's this like civil war brewing in the Republican Party, which is kind of interesting.
Because Donald Trump run as an independent, there are enough Trumpers out there to make it really difficult and complicated. The world is on fire.
Yes. The world is on. Well, I mean, some places literally, but at least here things are happening. Montreal is fun. It's snowy.
It's snowy. There's an anti-flag concert tonight. If you're looking for a little punk, because if you're filled with rage, you might want to smash your body into somebody else's. I work at a doctor's office where a patient asked me to fax her results to a clinic in the States so she could actually be served and taken care of sometime in this century. And that's an embarrassment as Canadians.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for my check from Legault. He spent millions on sending those out, and then he's going to turn around and ask the federal government for money. At a point of absurdity, like, we just have to pop out of existence, right? Like at a point of absurdity, we all just end up floating in a dolly painting. Like things are out of hand. I don't know how to wrap my head around it.
Well, just have fun with it, I guess. I mean, they're saying like this. They have also, Don's now writing the shows this week. Colin, by the way, that other show, the big outdoor concert for M for Montreal is actually moved indoors. We got an email about that because because of the weather and stuff and the safety of people, but it's like a series of different indoor concerts. Check their website for that. If you saw that in shows this week.
About okay.
I know they rebranded it. I think is like
they'll probably get way more people because honestly, I was not going to, I'm not in the mood to go out in the cold.
Well, I mean, there's still some fun stuff outside, but I don't know if it's standing in the same spot for a few hours.
Like going to a full multi-stage concert in the cold doesn't have quite the same charm as like a summer event.
Well, there's Igloo Fest. That's every year in Montreal. That's always fun. I've never been, but I hear it's fun.
Not the one at Place des Arts in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Because the whole thing is people are trying to warm up and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and that's fun. Well, as you try to, I mean, it's actually not that. It's snowy. We had our snowfall, but it's not that cold outside.
No, it's very cute out. It's still like a greeting card.
It's not like it's in Qatar, but anyways, that's a whole other story. So follow Don McSweeney at McMoxie on Twitter while it's still around and Instagram. Follow me at Jason C. McLean on Twitter while it's still around and Instagram. For Forget the Box on Twitter and Instagram at Forget the Box. None of us are verified, but whatever. If you like watching this on Facebook, like the video, share, subscribe. I Forget the Box. On YouTube, smash that like button. Ring the bell for notifications, subscribe to Forget the Box, get our Android app, and for daily content, including shows this week, which Don writes, always remember to check out forgetthebox.net. We'll catch you next week for another FTB weekend.